Are you worried about sexually transmitted disease? You are not alone, you know. In this video, I'm going to share 10 ways to protect yourself from sexually transmitted disease. Stay tuned so that you can be able to learn more of these ways. Now, when I talk about sexually transmitted disease, now these are the conditions, these are the diseases that are transmitted sexually in any form of sexual activity. Either you use anal sex, vaginal sex, oral sex, all these forms of sexual activity, they are more likely to give you what we call sexually transmitted infections if you come into contact with an infected person. And therefore, in this video, I'll be sharing the ways to protect yourself from this sexually transmitted disease. Some of the sexually transmitted disease, one is what we call the hepatitis B. We have the syphilis, we have the chlamydia, gonorrhea, we have the HIV. All these, trichomonas vaginalis, all these are sexually transmitted disease. If you come into contact with an infected person, you are more likely to get these sexually transmitted infections. Now, the number one way of protecting yourself from this sexually transmitted disease that I've named, one is to use a condom consistently. If you are able to use a condom consistently, you are more likely to protect yourself from this sexually transmitted disease. Using of the condom that are readily available. You can even go and even get them from the hospital, from the pharmacy. Using the condom, it's protect you from a lot of these sexually diseases. Now, the other way is to abstain. Abstinence. You can decide not to have sex anymore. For months, for many years, you don't want to engage in sexual activity. This is because you don't have the right partner. Maybe you don't want to contract this sexually transmitted disease. You can decide to abstain if you can. This is also another way that you can protect yourself from this sexually transmitted disease. Now, the other way is what we call you get vaccinated. You can be able to get a vaccine to protect yourself from this sexually transmitted disease, such as the hepatitis B. You can be able to get this vaccine. You go, you get this vaccine. It will protect yourself from getting this, what we call the hepatitis, which is sexually transmitted disease. If you come into contact with, anyone who has this hepatitis, you are more likely to get it. The other way is the use of dental dams. Dental dams are mostly used for those people who want to engage in what we call oral sex. Use these dental dams. They will help you from not getting this sexually transmitted disease. Go buy one and then you use it if you practice this oral sex. The other thing that you need to do to avoid getting this sexually transmitted disease is to just practice what you call mutual monogamy. avoid being polygamy, because when you have, a lot of partners, you're more likely to not know who has this sexually transmitted disease, and you're gonna infect all these partners. And this is the way it spreads from one person to another. So ensure that you practice mutual monogamy. Have one partner who can be faithful to you. The other way to protect yourself from this sexually transmitted disease is what we call to avoid, vaginal touching, for those who are doing it. For those women who usually do this vaginal touching, just make sure that you avoid doing this. You are more likely to predispose yourself to other conditions that are more likely to cause a lot of harm to your genitals. So you can avoid this vaginal touching as a woman. The other thing is that you need to get tested regularly. Go to the hospital, ensure that you get tested regularly, 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, if you are sexually active. This is going to help you to know whether you have a sexually transmitted disease or you don't have a sexually transmitted disease, more so for those people who are sexually active. The other thing that you need to do is to ensure that you and your partner regularly get tested. This they gonna help you to rule out more sexually conditions that may have one of you might be infected with. If your partner has a lot of partners and they are also enjoying sex, and you have also a lot of partners, you are more likely even to contract these infections. The other way that you need to protect yourself is what you call, you use the post-exposure prophylaxis. This is going to help you if you are at risk and you think that you have contracted, or again you have taken your partner whom you have been having sex with, and then within 72 hours and your partner has tested positive, you need to get the post-exposure prophylaxis. This will help you, to prevent you from this HIV, the human immunodeficiency syndrome, before it manifests in your body. So taking the post-exposure prophylaxis is also another key way to protect yourself from sexually transmitted disease. You need to go to the hospital, you get this post-exposure prophylaxis. You be tested, you and your partner, because the key way is you need to be negative for you to be given this post-exposure prophylaxis. Now, all these are ways to protect yourself from sexually transmitted disease. Very simple ways to protect yourself from transmitted disease. But again, you need to practice them more and more so that you can be able to prevent yourself. This is the end of this video. If you find this video so helpful for you, if you have learned something from this health talk video, I kindly request you to remember to share this information, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and remember to comment, leave a comment and like this video so that we can continue making these health videos. Thank you.